Hi, I'm Big Lake. Welcome to the Big Lake channel, Sports Consortium. And today, I'm going to talk about the Super Bowl. The Rams beat the Bengals 23-20 in Inglewood. Let's observe. So, Matthew Stafford threw 3 touchdown passes. The first touchdown pass was to Odell Beckham. And it was a missile thrown by Matthew Stafford. A beautiful throw. And a beautiful catch by Odell. He was able to leap in the air, turn himself around, and make the catch. It was one of the most beautiful catches I've seen Odell make in a long time. He was on his way to a monster game, but unfortunately, he blew out his other ACL. Ironic, because when he blew his ACL out, the last time, it was against the Bengals. Last year, when he was playing with the Browns, he blew out his right ACL. I believed that Odell was pretty much done, that he was washed earlier this season. But he had an Amari Cooper-style resurrection when he joined the Rams. Now, it'll be interesting to see if the Rams are able to bring him back next season. Or are they going to go with Robert Woods, who is also coming off his ACL tear. But at least Odell went out on top. Hopefully, he'll come back strong next season. His body's taking a lot of punishment. And so, on to the Bengals. Their first touchdown pass was actually not even thrown by Mr. Burrow. It was thrown by Mr. Mixon. And the pass was to T. Higgins for the touchdown. T. Higgins had 2 touchdown receptions in this game. And so, the Rams went up 13-10 at the half. And it led to an out of this solar system halftime performance. Dre performed California Love. And then Dr. Dre and Snoop performed Still Dre. And Mary J performed Family Affair, as I expected her to. And she shined like the ball that drops on New Year's Eve. What an outfit. It was silver with silver sequins. Amazing. She was styling. And Kendrick was styling too. With the all black on, he looked really good. But not to be outdone by Joe Burrow in the pregame. He looked like he was dressed to perform at halftime. He had the drip on. Joe Burrow knows how to dress. Eminem did his thing too. Anderson .Paak played the drums. And I predicted that 50 Cent would probably be there. I figured Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg would get their guy in the show. So, 50 Cent was of course hanging upside down. And Mary J was stomping real hard on that platform building. And I'm not sure what the stage was made out of, but it actually looked like something that came from Fisher-Price. Play, laugh, grow. It actually looked like it was made out of plastic. But I know it wasn't. Otherwise, it wouldn't have made it able to hold them. But it held together pretty well. And I'm glad about that. Mary J was stomping real hard in her boots. And she did her part. All 5 performers did really, really well. I thought the halftime show would be rushed, as most halftime shows are. When all the artists try to perform as many songs as they can, it could get really messy. But that didn't happen here. And I was really impressed about that. It exceeded my expectations. It lived up to the hype. I loved it. It was one of my top 4 Super Bowl halftime show performances. I would say the first would be Bruno Mars and the Red Hot Chili Peppers in Rutherford, New Jersey. The Seahawks-Broncos Super Bowl. A Super Bowl that I definitely will never watch again. When the Seahawks beat down the Broncos the first time. I will definitely never watch that game again. I'll go back to the halftime show though. Beyonce's performance in New Orleans. The 49ers and Ravens Super Bowl. Ironically, the lights went out in the third quarter. And I think Beyonce definitely had something to do with it. That was a fantastic Super Bowl performance. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was amazing. And I would say my third favorite would probably be the Prince Super Bowl halftime show in Miami. It was only right that he performed Purple Rain in the Rain in Miami Gardens, Florida. Now, I cannot tell you that I saw this performance live because that would be a lie. I was too young to remember that Super Bowl. Probably wasn't even watching it anyway. If Prince, Peyton, and Drew walked down the street at the time, I would not know who they were. That was a long time ago. Colts and Saints played in that Super Bowl. It's always amazing to me how these artists can dance so hard and sing so well at the same time. Whenever I dance, I'm always out of breath and I can barely speak. It's a work of art to be able to sing and to dance so hard at the same time. I don't know how any artist does it, but that defines a real live performer. And I love people that can perform live. Now, back to the second half. Immediately, Joe Burrow was able to throw a pass to Rashad Higgins. And Jalen Ramsey got set on fire, as I predicted that he would get set on fire at least one time. Now, on that 75-yard touchdown reception, I suppose you could say that Jalen Ramsey fell down. I suppose you could say that T. Higgins grabbed the face mask of Jalen Ramsey. But to tell you the truth, Jalen Ramsey was already going to the ground. And honestly, I thought it was a good no call. I thought the referees called the game well for the first 3 quarters. I like games where the referees mostly try to stay out of the action and try not to insert themselves in the game. Football is a physical sport. As long as there's nobody fighting, I don't really enjoy those yellow towels on the field. But I didn't think the referees did such a good job on the last Rams drive. I believe they bailed out the Rams on the few plays that they made at the goal line. I believe the only penalty that was actually committed was the helmet-to-helmet hit on Cooper Kupp after he caught the touchdown pass that was waved off because of offsetting penalties. And I have to say that Jalen Ramsey was playing disguised coverage as I expected him to. He was looking at the quarterback, and of course, by the time Higgins ran his route, he was already about 3 steps past him when he fell down on the route. And that led to the touchdown. Now, we skip to the fourth quarter. Back on that last drive by the Rams. Now, I'm always uneasy whenever a team decides to throw the ball. at the goal line. I'm always against throwing the ball at the goal line. Why not run the ball? I have flashbacks of my favorite Super Bowl. The Patriots and the Seahawks 2015, when Malcolm Butler saved the game at the goal line and stuck the dagger in the hearts of the Seahawks. That was an amazing Super Bowl. I never support throwing at the goal line. I think running it is a smarter idea. But in this case, Cooper Kupp was able to make the catch on the fade route and put the Rams up 3. Now, the Bengals got the ball with a little bit over a minute to go. And they had a chance to either win the game or tie the game. Now, I believe if the Bengals were able to get in field goal range, they definitely would have tied the game. Their kicker is really good. Evan McPherson had missed all postseason. He's a really good kicker. I think if the Bengals got in the field goal range, that game definitely would have gone into overtime. But they didn't make it in the field goal range. On the 3rd and 1 play, the Bengals attempted to run the ball, but it didn't work. So on 4th and 1, they decided to throw the ball. Now, I suppose you could say, why not just try to run it again? But they were around at the 50, and the goal was to put the points on the board. And they needed to go a lot more than 1 yard. But at the point, they needed to get that first down. So, I don't fault the play caller, even though I would have called the run play in that situation if I was the offensive coordinator. But nonetheless, they threw the ball. And the left guard got taken to school by Aaron Donald. It was a blown assignment. Aaron Donald ran through that offensive line like it was a tunnel. Well, I can't really say ran through because he was unabated to the quarterback. It was an open lane, like running through an empty hallway. And I believe Aaron Donald actually should have won MVP because he won the game with that stop on Joe Burrow. I think he should have been Super Bowl MVP. No disrespect to Cooper Kupp. He's a great player. But Aaron Donald's the real reason why the Rams won the game. And Aaron Donald is one of the best defensive players in the NFL of all time. Not just this generation. All time. Now, he said he was going to retire. That would make 2 players in their prime retiring this season. Him and Tom Brady. And whatever he does, more power to him. But he's already a legend. He has nothing to prove. And that's all I have to say about Aaron Donald. I must also remark that in the pregame show, I was listening to Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth talk. And as if I couldn't get any more excited to watch the Bengals and the Rams play, Al Michaels says that Janae Eiko is about to sing America the Beautiful. And I love Janae. She is something else. Janae's voice is like a cool ocean breeze. I love Janae. I'm definitely going to buy a ticket to her concert someday. Lightning and Thunder is my personal favorite. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. So, that started off the Super Bowl right to me. If you don't know anything about Janae, you need to Google her. I guarantee it. She's the real deal. But that is my Super Bowl analysis. Thank you for watching the Big Lake Channel Sports Consortium. I will have more for you very, very soon. Goodbye. Have a fantastic day.